It's Animu time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Figma number 24. It's Ryomou Shimei from Ikkitousen Great Guardians. Yes, another one I picked up with Hakufu at the same time from Figma, another old Figma. And I really like her. I'm really a big fan of this character. Blue hair, I'm a fan. Maid clothes, and all like with a little bit of a battle tone to it with them gloves and everything. So let's not waste any time and get into it. Alright, already a great start as I can't get her on the base. Why don't you make your peg holes big enough? It's really just such a big gripe. Well, it is an early Figma, so they're still figuring that out. Ha 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 ha. She stands at about 13.5 centimeters, which is almost 5.5 inches tall, a little shy of it, more like 5'4", to the top of her head. Well, really to the top of her little maid uniform headpiece. I don't know what you call that. Moving into the face, blue hair, blue eyes, the one eye patch, and overall very nice look. The more rounded eyes. Hakufu had more like a little bit more edgy, a little bit more rectangular. But nicely molded hair, has them big boobies. I think those ones are bigger. Those are really accentuated. They're really nice and round. And the maid uniform. There's some paint bleeding going on, I think. Nah, I'm just tripping. Actually, it looks good. And we got a little bit of a button, yellow, gold, orange, actually. And then the blue gloves. Really bright blue. They do have a little bit of paint that goes a little bit over the line, but still okay. The entire lower part of the dress is soft plastic, and it's pantsu time. There it is. They don't have a lot of detail in the butt, and also in the front part. It looks very plain, but it's there. And wow, paint issues. With the stockings, that's not cool. Does that? Oh, they didn't cut it up. They didn't make a swivel in there. That's kind of weird, as it's presenting itself for such an opportunity. But we're going down to the boots, which are nicely painted. I love the silver buckles in that. That's well done. So now for the articulation, there's nothing really that restricts the movement. So the head moves all the way around, does go forward, does go to the back, while the hair blocks it just a tiny bit. Does tilt side to side. Double ball combination, torso. You can bring that shoulder piece around and bring it forward and bring it back and up and down, and also rotation on the ball pack itself. Then we got a simple hinge in the knee, in the elbow. Well, same for the knee, but we're not there yet. Then the hand is on a hinge and just packed in, so you can rotate it around. That's the oldest of old school Figma stuff. Do we have even some torso articulation? Yes, you have. Wow, her boobies are... Oh, so... I guess the boobies are not molded. I guess it's just the shirt of her maid uniform. So they kind of awkwardly pushed up to make super weird. But the articulation works as the front part of her head falls off. Does go side to side, as my camera has kind of trouble focusing. And it does rotate around very nicely. But yeah, the boobs. Oh boy, why didn't they mold that on the figure? It is connected there, so I can't really look under it. But yeah, it is completely soft. So you got that. There is some boob under there, but it's not as big as the boob that's on the front part. So yeah, I mean the articulation works, but as a result, there's some really weird stuff that's gonna happen with the boobs. Yeah. Okay. Moving on from that. Then we got the crotch piece, the entire crotch piece. You can rotate it around, bring it side to side, and back and forth, and also make it go all the way around. Well, almost all the way. I wouldn't force it too much, otherwise you would kind of damage your pantsu maybe. You don't want to do that. Now for the leg articulation, does go out to the side, does go forward nicely, does go to the back. Nothing in the way. Again, this is soft plastic. And even if it wouldn't be soft plastic, it doesn't really go up, so it doesn't go low actually. It doesn't really cover up that much. But that's kind of the charm, part of the charm. Can rotate around at the ball itself. Got a simple hinge in the knee, and the foot is on a ball hinge, so you can rotate that around. And on the upper piece, you can get some rotation out of it. It actually doesn't rotate up here. I would expect it to do that, but it doesn't. So it does go side to side, we clear that up. Does go back, does go forward, but it doesn't... This upper piece doesn't rotate around. I guess it's because of the mold, so yeah. For the accessories, we are actually very simple, very basic stuff. We got 2 faces, 1 yelling face, and 1, I guess, hurt face, or you could... You know, you could call it something else if you have a more colorful mind. I'm not gonna say it. I leave that up to you. We got some grabbing hands and more posing stuff. Fist hands and holding hands, even though she doesn't have anything to hold, unless you have the cuffs, which are completely soft plastic, some just really rubbery, as you can tell, and rotate it around. But I mean, like, I'm looking at the holding hand. There's no way you're gonna get that through there, so that's kind of pointless. But regardless of that, very nicely molded, but you know, there's nothing else going on. Little light on accessories, of course, as usual. You got the Figma base, which I don't have at hand right now, but yeah, there's the Figma bag. I mean, you've seen that a million times, boys. So let's move on to the final thoughts. So for this figure, the final thoughts are, I mean, overall pretty simple, straight to the point. So I will do the same thing. That's just a figure. All you see here, that's the figure. You don't really get a lot more out of it as far as accessory goes. She has some standard hands, but nothing really too crazy to complement the figure. But everything that is there is nicely done. Articulation is nice, and we really just have some paint slips for the stockings, but I don't really see anything that stands out otherwise to me. So again, just like with Hakufu, I'm just gonna say this figure is cool, but don't pay too much for it, because I mean, it's an old Figma, so just also keep that in mind, that it's not really in line with what Figma currently does. It's still good, and they still haven't really changed that much from their formula, because their formula is overall great. So, you know, again, she's cool, and I do recommend her. Just, you know, don't go out and pay an outrageous price for her just because somebody says, like, oh, but it's an old figure. You can still find her on AmiAmi or Mandarake if you just search hard enough for a reasonable price, and that's my recommendation. So that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Ryomou Shimei wants.